bought this cheap hole saws, or whatever you can call it, from Wish. They didn't cost much, so I thought might try it. It's got some kind of hardened tip on it, cutting. So we're gonna try it now. I put one up here in the drill press. This is about 4 millimeter thick metal plate. Let's see if this cheap stuff works. I'm gonna run the drill bit on the slowest speeds possible, because it's belt driven. So let's set up the camera and see if this is working. Well, we cut through it. Let's see what it looks like. There's the piece. So let's see what how the cutter looks. I'm going to go in the light. Well, all the cuts, the hardened bit cuts here, and none of them broken yet, and they still looks sharp. So I need 2 of these, so I'm going to drill another one now. Okay, so what I noticed on this one, on these cutters, that's my cheap drill press. It's too weak, because these cuts, they're really aggressive. So what happens is that first I ran it on 580 RPM, which is the lowest this drill press can handle. And the cuts they still look sharp. None is broken. So anyway, I ran it on 580 RPM, and if you press too hard, it slips on the belts in the drill press. So I tried it with a higher RPM. So now I was running on 1300 RPM, but it slips, the belt slips even worse then. So I'm not really sure what RPM you should run these cutting bits on, but a cheap belt driven drill press is too weak. The cuts are really aggressive, so you need a lot of torque to keep the spindle spinning, but it works if you go low RPM and take it slow, not cutting it too aggressive, pushing down the spindle too aggressive. It works and there's no damage on it. So I guess it was worth the money from Wish. I don't know how much I paid for it, but it was dirt cheap. I thought that if it doesn't work, it's not much money I'm out of pocket. But this was the test. I bought them especially for these. And it worked. So take it easy, a lot of lubrication, and I think it works pretty well for the price. And see if I can find the price. I put it in the description from Wish. So let's move on. Like I said, or wrote, this is a budget build. So I'm using material that I have laying around here in the garage. So you see it down there in the, where's my finger? There, in the corner. Some spare things and things that was in the old garage door. So I didn't buy any of it. So let's start putting it together here. The distance I made, so I don't have to go buy new M14 bolts. Like that. Start measuring and cutting the square tubing that goes in between them, like an X. Start doing that. Well, I gotten so far. I didn't think it was any idea of videotaping me cutting square tubing. That's not kind of interesting. Everybody knows how to cut tubing. I did some notches in them because they're different heights on the mounts for the subframe. So I notched them to be able to bend them a little bit. So I'm going to start spot weld this together. And then I got to do for the struts. Gonna be on the same jig for the struts. So spot welding time. Well, almost done. Let's remove it. All the welds have cooling down now. So let's remove it, and after I removed it, I'm gonna do some extra support in certain places, but they're easier to do them when I remove the whole thing. So let's remove it, see what it looks like. There it is, finished. Now it doesn't matter when I cut up the front end. Now I got the mounting points for the front subframe and the struts, strut tower and the struts. So next time I'm not going to do a video about it. Cutting the front end apart, getting all the seam sealer off and drilling spot welds. There's no video on that. That's not interesting. So it's gonna be maybe a little while until the next video. But hang in there. I'm not giving up. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.